That's right. Young Hussle. What? Nigga, I'ma live like it's my last. That's true. Worry about them bitches we done had. Baby, I'm so focused on this cash. That's right. Baby, I'm so focused on this cash. She on the road, but she see me in that ride. I ain't got no time, gotta put her on the side. You can't come between it. You can't come between it. I'm so focused on this cash. BS back with my road. Perfecting my road. Focus my mind. And got to this dough. One of a kind. Not like what you know. True to my oath. Ain't proud of my growth. I come from the turf. I double my worth. I made some mistakes, but that's just part of my search. They connect with my word. Right at the part where it hurts. This life is a bitch. My hand up her skirt. Had a thirst to get rich. Couple stains on my shirt. Every reason to fail. But we was making it work. We was walking on water. You could say it was church. All this money I make, every day I'm splurged. Boy, nigga, I'ma live like it's my last. Worry about them bitches we done had. Baby, I'm so focused on this cash. I said, baby, I'm so focused on this cash. She on the road, but she see me in that ride. I ain't got no time, gotta put her on the side. You can't come between it. You can't come between it. I'm so focused on this cash. Yeah, yo, that Klingo and Kush. On your buttons I push. We pull up in that Benz. On the picture they took. Paparazzi on fly. Just the boat is hot. Ain't no limit. What you?
Yo, peace to the gods. Peace to the gods. Peace to the Elohims. All is well and in divine order. It's going to be a powerful video. You already see what's going on. Happy birthday to Nipsey Hussle. The greatest ever. One of the greatest, for sure. So, you know, I'm always intentional. I'm always on time. So I really, today I released my clothing line, which is called Honor Thy Ancestors. So what a better day to release my clothing line than on actually Nipsey Hussle's birthday. You heard? Peace to the gods. Peace to the gods. The gift of Benna, huh? Yes, sir. Benna being the tree of life. You know what I'm saying? I already know what this is. I already know what the God is on. I'm talking about Benna. You talking about the tree of life. From the Hebrew text. Fire language. You heard? Yes, sir. You already. Peace, God, body. Make sure you share this video. This is going to be a powerful, probably my most powerful video ever, honestly, because of what it stands for. You know, what we doing, why we doing it. Shouts out to the greatest to ever do it. You still got my boy with his Cubans on. My boy got his Cubans on. You know what I'm saying? This is on my actual shrine. So we put jewelry on the ancestors for real. I don't know what y'all do. We got the jewels on the ancestors for real. Maybe that's why my ashe, my luck, everything's always divine and on time. So I got the God there. We're gonna really get it popping today. You heard me. We're gonna get it popping today. So what I'm gonna do to set this shit off, really, I'm gonna shut it off the right way. Give me 1 second. Set it off the right way. I just want to tag some people, tag some legends from each alphabet. So right now I'm on Facebook. I'm actually going through the alphabets and just tagging every alphabet. Right now I'm in the D's, D, E's, and just tagging the real one from every letter to ensure that motherfuckers see this. It's important to me that people see this video. Peace to the gods and the goddesses worldwide. I'm giving it up. So, matter of fact, while I'm doing this, what we can do, we can get some hustle going. Let's get some hustle going, man. Matter of fact, let's go back. We're gonna get some hustle going on the other phone. Let's get some hustle going. Let's start with this.
Double up.
No, 3 or 4 times, I ain't telling no lies, I just run it up. Yeah, never let up one time, I was. Word. That's what double up. I ain't telling no lies. Yeah. I ain't telling no lies, I just. 5, 4, 3, 2, that's time. I lie to you that morning. My dreams come true. My life in diamonds. Who knew? Who knew? Leave a comment, yo. Leave a comment. Leave a happy birthday for the God, Nip Hussle in the comments, man. Leave a happy birthday for me. You already see. Shouts out to the people. Y'all remember when y'all picked? I told y'all to pick out of the 15 picks that I posted. I said pick the top 2. Right? I really said pick the best one, but I went with the top 2. And what I did was I let Facebook. So this is, like I said, this is the premiere of my clothing line. The name of the clothing line is called Honor Thy Ancestors. Honor Thy Ancestors. You heard? Is the name of the clothing line. So today is the launch day of Honor Thy Ancestors, the clothing line. Let me get some more happy birthdays for my boy Nick. Let me know you with me. You drove to the streets because you grew up on show change. Fucked up when the dope bag. So, we got the Honor Thy Ancestors clothing line to drop today. I released it today. Today's the first. Today's the actually the first. That's what I'm looking for. It's the first line out of the clothing line. So, what you're going to notice is with the Honor Thy Ancestors, I promote dark angels, so ancestors, And what I do is I drop these joints on their death dates and their birth dates. So the next Nip joint you're gonna see is gonna be March 31st of next year because that was his death date. So we got a lot more coming every month. There's gonna be a new ancestor to venerate. So we call this ancestral veneration. Anybody want a shirt, support? We got the going to go back to school drive. The shirts are $33.33. 25% of the profits are going to go to the back to school drive that we're doing with my boy Zaire Higher Learning. We've got the kids percolating, we got the kids rocking. So we're going to do what Nipsey would do. All right, we're going to do what Nipsey would do. We're going to get back to the babies. So one of the shirts right here. I got mediums, larges, and extra larges. So if you don't wear that size, get one for your brother, get one for your uncle. Remember, y'all picked this one. This was another one that y'all picked. Right? It's another one that y'all picked. All right? Remember? I said those were the two best. Y'all said these were the two best. Not me. Y'all said these were the two best picks I posted. Y'all said these were the two best picks I posted, man. Happy birthday to the dog. Huh? So we got the drinks ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Support the youth. Support the going to back to school movement. The 33, usually charge so the prices will always be different for the shirts. The shirts will not always be $33.33. Sometimes they'll be less, and they may even be more. Ultimately, we chose 33 for Nipsey because he died at the age 33. When the killer's back, nigga, double up. We ain't telling no lies. We never let a hard time humble us. Look, yeah. Look, double up. Honor thy ancestors. Yes, sir. Yeah. I ain't telling no lies. 4, 3, 2. That's time. I got to you. That money. Ain't my dreams. Come true. My life. In diamonds. Who knew? Yeah. Mix you with another one for my boy. Let's see what else we got for my boy Nick. All of our ancestors, my clothing line, we venerating the ancestors on their birthday and their death date. 33 for the church. You see, the quality is crazy. The church is building. So you already know what that's about. High quality. It's not just some bullshit, right? When we put together, this is high quality, you heard?
Just another front step again. No message from the set. We accept the challenge.
We get some more happy birthdays, man. We get some more happy birthdays for the God. Some more happy birthdays for the God.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life, I've been grinding all my life. All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, I'm married to this guy. That's who I made my wife. Said I die alone, I told that bitch she probably right. One thing that's for sure, not a stranger to this life. Gotta say this for the Franklins and a shoulder full of stripe. Don't know a nigga like myself. I say self-made, meaning I design myself. County jail fade, you can pull my file yourself.
I design myself. Real entrepreneurial shit.
Damn right, I like the life I built.
My boy was talking about
60 shit, I might got killed.
Self-made, red.
Standing so tall, I think I might got stills. Legendary baller like Mike, like Will. 96 Impala, thug life on wheels. Up against the wall, squabble at Fox Hills. Like a motherfucking boss, ask me how I feel. Successful street nigga touching them first meals.
Let's go.
All my life.
Yeah, grinding all my life. Yeah.
Sacrifice.
Support the clothing line. Today I dropped my clothing line. Honor our ancestors. You heard?
All my life, I've been grinding all my life. All my life, I've been grinding all my life.
Yeah.
Sacrifice.
Hustle, pay the price. Mediums, large, and extra large.
Yeah. I got everything I said I was gonna get on my kid. In addition to that fact, I went legit.
I'm the shit,
now,
nigga.
according to the way that I'm positioned.
Share this video, man. Share this video on Facebook. Please, share the video on Facebook. Share the status on Facebook. However you know that this shit is popping off tonight. Share that shit on the book. Yeah. Look, I need too much. Yeah.
Money, loyalty, and love is the dream we trust. Switching up the players
on your team too much, my nigga.
That's my low,
your supreme, what's up?
And we travel around the world
getting cream of what, my nigga?
And you get off on whoever hustle, see the rush. Las Vegas strip pop, yeah, you cream the punks.
Yeah.
After all that looking tough, all he seen was stunts.
50 Cent and Mayweather left the scene with us. That's real shit.
All my life,
nigga.
grinding all my life.
Yeah.
Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price.
Yeah.
Want a slice,
been grinding.
roll the dice,
that's why.
All my life, I've been grinding all my life. All my life, I've been grinding all my life.
Yeah.
Sacrifice,
hustle, pay the price.
Want a slice,
roll the
dice,
that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. Yeah. Yeah. Jump on this video, share this video. Let's get this shit crackling. So with that being said, matter of fact, let me play one more. Last time that I checked, but I want to play this. I want to play this. I want to play this though. It's the joint I want to play last. It's the last joint I'm going to play. And then we're going to dive into the 10 most powerful things I learned from the God Nip Hussle. Yeah. Shouts out to Camille, Lion. It's Leo season. Lion, last name Keto, Leo gang. Mystique Q, happy solar return Nip. Look. I ain't nothing like you fucking rap niggas. Yeah. That's a fact, nigga. Yeah. Yeah, my man, nigga. We're up in sex, nigga. Yeah. I ain't nothing like you fucking rap niggas. Hussle man's a shooter, that's a fact, nigga. 32 extendos.
Spend 1,000 on some t-shirts up in sacks, nigga. B12 in the valley, black on black, nigga. SA in the valley, do my tax, nigga. White boy in Manhattan, pay my tax, nigga. Drive out to the head just to relax, nigga. I stopped smoking weed,
then I relapse, nigga. Yeah.
Travel around the world, then I came
back, nigga.
Worth a couple million,
that's a fact, nigga. Like you fucking rap niggas.
I own all the rights
to all my raps, nigga.
Murder rate increasing if I snap, nigga. Ain't no hanging out, we take y'all off and double back, nigga. Open trust accounts, deposit racks, nigga. $1 million life insurance on my flesh, nigga. Beaver's Benz, Bentley's or Lex, nigga.
Ferraris in them, that's what's next, nigga. Look, I ain't nothing like you fucking rap. I even threw the blue watch on for my niggas. You know what I'm saying? The blue joint on, yeah. Look, I ain't nothing like you fucking rap niggas. Hussle man's a shooter, that's a fact, nigga. 32 extendos in my Mac, nigga. Spent 1,000 on some t-shirts, yeah. Spent the rap on some tees. Now that's a, yes sir.
Streets talking, that's a rap, nigga. Yo, P.O. call you up, but
that's a trap, nigga.
Beat that case, that was that, nigga. Show the world, look, I'm back, nigga. Signed my deal, then I'm crack, nigga. They folded, so I left, nigga.
Yeah. Can't no motherfuckers tell me shit, nigga.
We the no limit of the West, nigga. Percy Miller at his best, nigga. Jigga with the rollie in the vest, nigga. Acne chains and
Giuseppe's, nigga. What else are we doing?
Serving fiends off the steps, nigga.
Sure.
Murder Sprees for the set, nigga. All facts ain't no motherfucking threat, nigga. Look. I ain't nothing like you fucking rap niggas. Hussle man assured, that's a fact, nigga. 32 extendos in my Mac, nigga. Spend 1,000 on some t-shirts up in sacks, nigga. I ain't nothing like you fucking rap niggas. Hussle man assured, that's a fact, nigga. 32 extendos in my Mac, nigga. Spend 1,000 on some t-shirts up in sacks, nigga.
Yes, Lord. Let's get this shit popping, man. We're about to get this shit popping. Nipsey Hussle is my top 10 most powerful rules of success for my boy Nipsey. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to do 15. All right. I'm going to do 15 because today's the 15th. All right. So I know I said it was going to be 10, but I'm going to go back and edit this joint and make it the top 15. All right. So with that being said, the first thing I want to do is salute everybody for jumping on the live. You already know how I feel. Support my clothing line. It drops today. The name of the clothing line is, look, We Indigenous, but the name of the line where we venerate our ancestors is called Honor Thy Ancestor. Okay, Honor Thy Ancestor. Shouts out to y'all on Facebook because y'all actually put this shirt together. Remember, I asked y'all which pictures of Nipsey. I picked 15 pictures and I asked y'all which one was the best. And y'all picked these ones, right? And then also they got the blue rhinestones, okay? In the Honor Thy Ancestor part, all right? Fire. Where are you going to get the joints with the rhinestone in them? You heard me? So, yeah, shouts out to y'all for putting these shirts together for your boy, all right? So, what I want to do is I want to get this shit shaking early. We're not going to waste no time. We're going to dive right in. I got some notes written here for the guard. I got some notes written. And what I want to do is I want to go through my notes. All right? I want to go through my notes. Understand, this is one of the things you want to do, especially when you're a speaker. You know, I learned it's important to have your keynotes sometimes. Everything ain't about freestyling and coming off the head. All right? Shouts out to my boy Nip. See, I got him posted with me right here. We're going to keep him right there so you can see him nice and, iced out with his jewelry on like he always had his, his Cubans. He always wore 3 to 4 Cubans. So I had to put the Cubans on him. All right. Hopefully y'all shared this video. Y'all got it out there to the people because we're about to dive deep. All right. We're about to dive deep. Jump on the YouTube. Tag some people. Share the video. All right. Share the video. Tag some people. Do what you must. But let's get the word out for 2 reasons. Because it's the God's birthday and because I dropped my clothing line. I can always say that I dropped my very own clothing line. This is the first edition of the Honor Thy Ancestors. It's actually the name of the clothing line. It's called We Indigenous. So what I'm trying to do, or what I'm going to do, not what I'm trying. I don't try to get shit done. What we're going to do with the We Indigenous clothing line is we're going to teach our people about strong melanated gods and goddesses that existed and that's still alive today as well. So we're not just going to, the Honor Thy Ancestor series is for those who have transitioned, but I also is going to have, there's also other aspects of the clothing line. I want to be able to do many things with the We Indigenous clothing line. So it's really a spiritual clothing line, right? And remembering the word spiritual, you have spy, which is the root word of spiral, which is 360 degrees, which is completeness. Then you have the word ra, which is light, and you have the word el, which is like electricity. So spiral or spiritual, okay, is all the root of the same word. Now, what we're talking about when we use these type of breakdowns of words is etymology. So, I told you I speak multiple languages just kind of based on etymology. It's not that I really went in and studied these languages. I studied language, period, and it helped me to speak many different tongues. All right, so we're going to really dive in. Let me actually get a fan because I feel it getting hot. And I don't want to turn the AC on because it's going to sound. Cool, man. Appreciate y'all for the support. Appreciate y'all for the love. Just so real, man. And again, you guys put these clothing line together, and now that we're 20 minutes in, I feel like I could just dive in, right? So, with that being said, number one, the things that I want. So these are the 15 most powerful things that I learned from Nip Hussle. The first most powerful thing I learned from Nip Hussle is to have a clear vision, right? So we know that Nipsey Hussle was what? An entrepreneur, right? An entrepreneur, self-made. When we say self-made, it doesn't mean you did it alone. Every dollar that you received came from another individual. So let's be clear on what we mean when we say self-made. When we say self-made, we're saying that you did it in your lifetime. It wasn't passed down to you, right? You are the first in your bloodline, and maybe not the first, but you broke a curse based on abundance and prosperity, and we're talking about monetary gain, financial wealth, all right? So Nipsey Hussle was self-made. He didn't come from a family of millionaires, right? And you become the first, ultimately, what we consider somebody who's self-made, somebody who was born with less and died with more, right? Self-made boss. So number one for Nipsey Hussle was we must have a clear vision. How does one have a clear vision? You must write the vision down. Remember, because I'm going to get into these words here. For one, the word clear means that you can see it. You can see it, right? But remember, the word vision and sight, even though they are synonymous, they're not the same. Sight and vision are not the same. Sight is physical. Remember, anything in the physical realm is limited. Anything in the physical realm has limitations. The vision is spiritual, right? A vision is spiritual. You can only see it in your mind. Nobody can see your vision but you, right? But when you're talking about sight and seeing, we can all look and see that my dog that's laying here, Octavia, is jet black, right? She's black in hue, her color. So if 3 or 4 of us are looking at Octavia, we can all agree that she's the same color. We can all agree that this is blue and gray and that these are gold. This is because we see it. Sight. Vision is spiritual. It only exists in the mind of the beholder. So everybody's born with a vision. Everybody's born with a gift. When you were young, what did you see yourself doing as a grown-up? It was a vision that you had. What happens is we get older, our vision becomes concentrated. Our pineal becomes concentrated. The responsibilities of life almost erases the vision unless you can hold it in your mind. And this is what I'm learning about a lot of humans after I just went through a high level initiation. Extreme shadow work. It was so powerful that people were leaving because it was too powerful for them. The shadow work was tremendous. I cried for 3 days straight. The whole time I was there, every workshop brought more tears because I realized I wasn't 100% healed, especially from a spiritual level, right? So we were taught how to meditate in the moment. I know a lot of people feel like they got to put a rug out, go where it's quiet, be alone to meditate. That is the farthest thing from the truth. It's just meditation is sitting still with the vision and learning how to breathe, inhaling and exhaling, right? Inhaling the vision, exhale manifestation. Inhale the vision, exhale the manifestation. Inhale the vision, exhale the manifestation. Ultimately, with your eyes closed. Why? Because when your eyes are closed, it automatically causes the person to go within. It automatically causes the individual to go within themselves. And then only we can see what we see. So let's go back. Number one, let me actually put this in my phone so I'm not forgetting that this is number one on my other phone. I don't want to just keep going. I got a lot of shit written down. But number one is have a clear vision. So how do you have a clear vision? By literally meditating on the vision and then writing it down. We call that making knowledge born. In the divine mathematics, you have zero, which is the most high. Understand, the most high is nothingness at its existence, at its purest form. It's nothingness, it's invisibility. All right. And then out of the most high, which is actually a zero, which in nature is feminine. So when you keep saying, won't he do it? I keep telling you, you're missing a tremendous blessing when you keep assuming that the source of all things is masculine. Every male born in nature came from the womb of a what? I'll let you figure that out and I'll let you answer that. But anyway, the zero. Out of the zero comes the one. One is known as knowledge. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, until the last number of existence is 9. Every number after 9 is a combination of the number before it. It's not both masculine and feminine. It's everything, if you want to be clear. It's beyond gender. So I know when people say, hey, it's both masculine and feminine. Not necessarily, right? Because all masculine things come out of the womb of a what? Again, we're talking about mathematics. Mathematics predate human beings. You got to understand this. Mathematics predate all things because everything manifested has a numerical equation. So I'm only telling you what I know, not what I believe. So, I mean, again, everybody has their own way of thinking, their own way of doing things. I'm talking about mathematics. And then everything that exists is a frequency or a vibration. And the only way that we're able to track this frequency or vibration is through numerical equation. But the number 0 is not masculine and feminine. The number 0 is feminine. And the number 1 is masculine. The number 0 is a yoni, or the universe itself. And the number 1 is creation, which is a male phallus. So you have the yoni, and then you have the phallus. 0 and 1. Now, when they come together, they create things. So don't get what I'm saying confused. But this is not about, I don't want to make this too much about that. I really want to make it about the Nipsey Hussle, his birthday, and the 10 things, the 10 most powerful things that I learned from 15. Actually, we're going to increase it to 5 more. So number 1 is have a clear vision. So to have a clear vision, first of all, you must learn how to meditate. Because if you're always dealing with some type of static, you may have a vision, but it's not clear. It's almost like listening to hot, like 90. Okay, so here our radio station is 93.7. If you turn it to 93.8, you're going to hear the music a little bit, but it's going to be a lot more staticky. Right? And look, this is 1234. You see that? 1, 2, 3, 4 alignment. All right. It's 1234. To me, that represents alignment. And then when you add 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, you get 10. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 4 is 10. Remember what I just told you? 0 and 1 are what the goddess said, both masculine and feminine, with the 0 being before the 1. Remember, the number 0, the number 1 is actually the second number. 0 predates the number 1. That's how we know existence predates creation. Nothing existed before something was created. All right, it's just divine mathematics. So, again, to make sure the vision is clear, you have to master meditation. So I'm going to show you how to meditate in real time, because I know a lot of people talk about meditation, how to do it. I can't meditate, and honestly, we can all meditate, right? So I'm going to meditate right here on the actual live, right? So when you're meditating, there's two things you want to focus on. And, honestly, when you get to a certain level, you don't want to focus on anything but the vision. Okay. So, like, for example, let me just try to give myself something to meditate on. Um, I want to meditate on being sovereign. So, to be sovereign, what do I have to do? What have I came up with in my mind as to what needs to be done for me to be sovereign? In my mind, right, based on my experiences, is I want to make $100,000 a month. If I make $100,000 a month, then I can live, I don't want to say a carefree lifestyle, but I can do everything that I want to do for myself. And then, which my cup overpours into other people. So a big part of my thing is being charitable without hurting myself, though. I want to be able to give freely without it affecting my bottom line. So, for me, my first goal of sovereignty is $100,000 a month. So what I would do is I would solely remember to receive, your hands have to be open. This is prayer, right? Prayer and closed hands. This is, you're really speaking into your hands. So the difference between prayer and meditation, and some say prayer is a form of meditation, but prayer is to send out, and meditation is to receive. You understand? When you pray, you are sending the message out, right? And when you meditate, the objective is to receive. So what am I receiving? Whatever the vision may be. So for me, it's to be sovereign. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go within my mind with my eyes closed, and then what we do is we focus on our breathing or our breath. Inhale. You're bringing the vision. You're magnetizing the vision. When you inhale, you should be magnetizing or bringing it closer to you. And you inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. The exhaling is based on the actual manifestation of the vision. So it's like a two-step process. You're bringing it in, then you're releasing. You're bringing it in, then you're releasing. You're bringing it in, then you're releasing. A good number for me is 10. Everybody has their own magic number. Whatever it takes for you to get into that zen, to where you really start to visualize and you see in colors everything that you envision for yourself, or whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. Once you start seeing it in color and you start seeing yourself doing it, right, then you know it's working, right? Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Now, when you get to a certain part of zen, you want to not only exhale, but sigh, which is right? Because what you're doing is you're building up a tremendous amount of chi in your body. You're building up a tremendous amount of fire in your sacral chakra. That's why you feel it in your gut. And then you blow it out. So you sigh. It's almost like decompressing. Okay? So that's just the basic way of meditation. So you can do this in front of people. You can do this in solitude, right? I was taught to do it, in solitude. But what I learned this weekend from the program that I went to for global thought leaders and master teachers worldwide was how to actually meditate in the moment. It could be 1,000 people around, and I could still meditate without being affected by other people and what they think and what they got going on. A lot of people won't even know that you're doing it. All you have to do is really just kind of sit still. You could be at the dinner table waiting for your food and just You may have a meeting to go to after you finish eating lunch. Got an important interview today. You want to see yourself actually walking into this interview, dominating this interview, and leaving with the motherfucking job or whatever the negotiation may be, right? So you see it in your mind. You inhale, you're magnetizing the frequency towards you, or you're bringing it within, and then you release it, which is the manifestation of it. You bring it in, then you release it, then you bring it in, then you release it, then you bring it in, and you release it until you're going to actually start to see the interview. And then you're going to see yourself performing at the interview. And then you're going to see yourself closing the interview out. Then you're going to see yourself with the job or, closing the deal. And that's how you meditate in real time. But you want to make sure the vision is clear. So to ensure that the vision is clear, you have to meditate on the vision, period. There's no way around it, right? Don't ever let nobody tell you meditation and all that is devil worship. They're talking you out of your greatness, all right? So number one is have a clear vision. And then when you see it clear, write it down. We call that making knowledge born. When you write the vision down, what you have just did was taking it from the spiritual realm where only you can see it and crossed it over into the physical plane of existence to where it's now physical. You see? So you've taken something spiritual, a vision is spiritual, right? And you've crossed it over into the realm of physical reality by writing it down. This is why people who write their stuff down, who have their calendar and they know, okay, the baby got to go to the doctor's on the 18th at 2:00. You're not going to, if you got multiple children and you got multiple things going on in your life, you will fuck around and miss that interview if you don't write it down. A lot of times you'll see people with it on their fridge, important dates. They'll take a little piece of paper, write it, put it on your fridge. I'm telling you, go beyond that. Put it on your fridge, put it on the calendar, put it on your favorite mirror where you do your makeup. But most importantly, meditate on the vision, the way you see it playing out in your reality, right? It's how you become a true magi. And the word imagination, which is connected to a vision, means I am a magi. And then remember, the ION at the end of any word, ions mean concentrated forces of energy. Okay? So with that being said, let's move on to number two. Number two is create a plan. You must create a plan, right? I know sometimes a 10-step plan is too far out. For people who are good at executing, it may be good to do a 10-step plan because you can break it down into real small fractals, and then you can get it done easier because it's you have made the outcomes that you need to, or the priorities that you have to do to manifest the vision itself easier, because it's broken into smaller pieces. It's almost like when you're feeding a child, what you're going to do. A lot of times you're going to take the knife and the fork and you're going to cut it up. You're going to cut it up, especially if it's meat. You're going to cut, it could be fruit or whatever. You're going to cut it up in extra small pieces to make it more feasible for the child to intake, right, or to eat, right? You're going to cut it up in multiple small pieces, right? And as they get older, it'll be less pieces. You might have cut the chicken breast up in 10 pieces when they were small. Then as they get around 6 or 7, you might cut it up into 4 pieces because you don't need as many pieces no more, right? So you got to think the same as someone. If you lack a lot of discipline, it might be easier to do it in 10 steps because the goals are going to be smaller. All right. The goals are going to be smaller. The more steps there is, the smaller the goals. But when you become like a master manifester, it's usually good to only have like 4 things to do to complete this mission, right? So for me, let's just say I want to make $100,000 a month. What's my goals? My goals is to first get 100 people in my business or my organization, then 200 people. I doubled that. Then, or it might be 100. Then the next number might be 250. Then the next number might be 500, and then double the 500 into 1,000. If I get 1,000 subscribers to pay me $100 a month, I'm making $100,000 a month. It's that fucking simple. There's nobody that can stop me from doing it, right? Because I did the math. You see how easy it is to make $100,000 a month? All you need is a product that 1,000 people are buying every month. It's $100,000 a month. If you never did the math, then it's almost going to be impossible to make that much because you don't know what it possibly takes. So for you, it's impossible. For me, it's easy, right? I'm already knocked out step one. I'm well over the hundreds. Next step is 250, which I had last football season. And football starts in a couple weeks. It's going to go right back to 250. Right? By the end, by basketball playoffs, I'm looking to have 500. Once I start doing paid ads on Instagram and all of that shit, putting money behind my posts to ensure 10,000 people see it. And I'm gonna be having 20 and 30 signups a day. Now I'm at 500. Once I get 500, if I do a deal, and I tell everybody that if you refer one person, I'll give you half off for the next 3 months. Everybody's gonna go out, refer one person. If 500 people refer one person, that means 500 times 2 is 1,000. I'm making $100,000 a month. It's that fucking easy, man. Okay? Nothing's hard. You make it hard by putting roadblocks in front of the vision. So number 1 was have a clear vision. Number 2, create a plan. Now let's get back to promoting the clothing line because I dropped my clothing line today on Nipsey's birthday. And the name of the clothing line is called Honor Thy. Well, it's called We Indigenous. But this series of clothes for the dead, venerated ancestors is called Honor Thy Ancestor. And each shirt, right, sold, or each article of clothing sold, a portion of the sales will be donated to at-risk youth. So right now, the kids are going back to school this month. If you purchase a shirt, Nipsey died at 33, so I'm charging 33. The shirts will not always be the same price, family. Right? You can buy a Louis Vuitton shirt for $150, or you can go to Macy's or Eblin's and buy a t-shirt. This t-shirt in Eblin's will probably be $40. Right? So remember, when you support Trillionaire Trav, you're really supporting the movement, the Trillionaires Club. And this, again, the name of this clothing line is called We Indigenous. So it's more about us, our people, than anything. We're not going to let people run with the drip. We're not going to let people run with the legacy, right? So you guys pick these shirts. Remember, y'all pick the shirts. Remember, I did the Facebook post. Which one of these out of the 15 pictures that I posted, which ones are the best? Y'all pick these 2 shirts. These ones had the most likes and the most comments. So remember, you played a part in this, family. And this is not me doing one shirt. I'm really in business. I'm not trying. I don't want your money. This is an actual clothing line. I'm really in business. Peace to my boy. Make sure you go follow No Money Bully Camp. That's my brother, man, out of New Haven. Okay, that's my brother. He know the grind. He know the grind. I'm happy that he stuck with internet marketing because that's how we met. Well, I knew his family too, but I'm saying we got close because we did a couple businesses together, and he found his niche with the dog breedings. So you want a nice bully? Go to my boy page, No Money Bully Camp. Shouts out to the God. So I'm just showing, the reason I'm showing you so many shirts is so you don't think I printed 10 of these and I need your money. I got boxes of these. This is an actual clothing line, family. This is an actual clothing line. All right? Actual clothing line. Actual clothing line. Support the wave. A portion of the money is going back to the back to school drive. All right? If you love the youth like you say you do, and you're getting some chicken, I got you, brother. I'll send you the Cash App, and then you just send me when you send me the 33, send me your address, and I'll send it right out. All right. Okay. So number 3 is do what you love for money. I can't tell you how important this is. Now, again, remember, everything is dual nature. I've heard people say, The dumbest thing you could do is do what you do for money. Because do what you love for money. Because what you love for money might not, there might not be a market that pays you a lot for that. But I believe the opposite. And you hear both. Everything is dual nature, right? What's good for some is bad for others. So we already know that. But with that being said, what I've realized is when you do what you love for money, it doesn't feel like you're working. And I don't believe in hard work. I believe in hard work. See the difference? So let's bring that back to what Nipsey's saying. Nipsey is saying, do not choose hard work over hard work. Do not choose hard work over hard work. Do what you love for money. I love sports. I love using my money to make more money. I don't like to work hard. I don't like to work a lot of hours. So guess what? I figured out my niche by doing exactly what I love. I love sports. I don't like working hard hours. I'd rather take my money, while most people would think this is some fucking money. I can go in here. No, this ain't shit. I don't understand. What I don't understand about humans is how we allow this shit. And I could go in there and pull out a 10 racks, right? But that doesn't prove my point. I'm trying to prove a point here, right? I don't know how people allow this to stop them from being great. What do I mean by that? People will work hard as fuck for this, but will not invest it. Will not take this to make more money. Why you work so hard for it? Obviously, it means a lot to you. If you lose out on time with your kids, meaning you working, you miss your son's first basketball game. You're missing important things in life to be at work, right? There's nothing. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with sacrifice. What I'm saying is, if you didn't hoard the money so much because you spend it anyway. What I realized, and again, let's go back to Jews, blacks, and Asians. Blacks get their check within the first 3 to 6 hours after cashing their check. We're spending the money. Asians, a month, they do not spend their check or touch money from the check that they recently cashed until a month later. Jews, 2 to 3 months later. This is why everybody has more money than our people, but we spend the most. We spend 1.8 trillion, and it's probably 2 trillion with inflation dollars a year, but we're the poorest culture. Why is that? Because 3 to 6 hours after we cash that dumbass check, we going to the liquor store with the money. We going to the club tonight because we usually get paid on a Friday. You're going to the club now. You're going to the Beyonce concert. You're going to see 50 Cent. You're doing all of these things. But guess what? If somebody died close to you, you got to have a fucking fish fry. You don't even have life insurance. That shit costs this much a month. $130 or some shit. That's if you divide that by 4 weeks, that's $40 a week. You get, when you die, your kids can get $200K. But you gotta make fish sandwiches and hamburgers and French fries. Niggas are not tired of that lifestyle. We're not tired of being the bottom of the barrel. We're not tired of being the laughing stock of the planet. Well, I'm not talking about myself. And actually, I can't even say we, because as an alpha tribalist, my people don't do that. Black people that I rock with got life insurance. The people of color that I rock with don't cash their check and go spend it immediately. But also humanity is a reflection of the perfection. So sometimes, I feel bad for us as a community, but why am I feeling bad for people who know what they do? You know what you're doing is not right. Look, if you get $500 a week in your check and you've been working for 10 years, you don't have $1,000. That means you haven't, in 10 years, you haven't even saved 2 checks. You got to think about that. And you got to look at it like that, family. You've been working for 10 years at the same job. If you don't even have, let's just say $5,000, you haven't saved 10 checks over the lifetime of your job. So that means every check that you receive from your job, you literally went into the fucking check. Come on, family. We can't continue to do this shit. Not in 2023 with all the information on Instagram, a motherfucker, or TikTok or Facebook. A person could I'd be seeing people do reels that's 30 seconds long that teach you how to not only fix your credit, leverage your credit, get a house, no money down, put it in your LLC name, get the EIN number, move the money to a trust fund, and it's over in 30 seconds. And you niggas still struggling? That's because those posts, you like it and you ooh and you but you're not activating. You're not taking massive action on the information. You just share it to make you look important, to make you look like you doing something, to try to attract the mate of an opposite sex who probably already got their shit in order, knowing you don't. And then when y'all get together, you get exposed when they say, so what's in your portfolio? Because a real successful person always want to know what your portfolio look like before they actually intermingle, have kids with you and things of that nature. Reason being is they don't want to fuck their bag up by aligning with somebody who doesn't have those intentions. And then you say, oh, niggas ain't shit. Or vice versa. No, it's not that. It's just that you are not prepared for a true person of value. Why would a millionaire want somebody who's, and it's not about the money, but he's a millionaire, self-made. Remember, self-made means you did it in a lifetime. It wasn't passed down. See, self-made means you did it in a lifetime. It wasn't passed down. So why would a person who is self-made jeopardize everything they built for a person who hasn't even saved 3 checks in a lifetime? I noticed that a lot of people need to wait until next paycheck to join We Trade Sports. When you watch me make tens of thousands of dollars, and I'm telling you, you could copy my trades. And even if you don't want to copy my trades, I'll trade your account for you if you have $1,000 and you got to wait till next month or next week. That should let you know. You're the people that they're talking about when they say, get out of there. You're the people that they're talking about. What are you doing? Tell me about it. You're the person that they're talking about when they say, we cash out checks straight out the gate. All right. So let's go into the next one. The next one is, so we have a clear vision, create a plan, do what you love for money. Remember, hard work over hard work. And number 4 is never give up. The marathon continues, right? Never give up. The marathon continues. You only lose when you quit. When it comes to this entrepreneurial lifestyle, you only lose when you quit on the vision. I notice a lot of people stop and start stuff. That is not how you gain momentum. Listen, a plane only flies is because it's going a certain velocity. It's going a certain speed. You notice when a plane slows down, it starts to descend. The more speed it picks up, it starts to lift off, then take off. Then it's flying because it's going so fast. As soon as it slows down, it starts to go downward until it eventually just stops and the flight is over. You need to look at your success module the same way. A lot of people stop and start. You're trying things. Stop trying stuff. At least take calculated risk or create passive streams of income where you really don't even have to try at all. Like a vending machine. You can get a vending machine, go straight to BJ's, fill that shit up with fucking Snickers and shit like that, where you're only paying 30 to 40 cents per Snicker because you're buying them in bundles, bulk, and then put them in the vending machine and they're $2. You're making 7 times the investment. So what if you spent $100 on candy and you're making $700 a month each machine, and you got 5 machines throughout the city? You're making an additional $3,500 a month. A vending machine only costs $700 to $1,000. Your paycheck is usually $700 to $1,000. A person will not risk. So what they'll do is they'll take their paycheck. They'll go see 50 Cent. They'll go see Beyonce. They'll grab a new outfit. They'll go to the liquor store. They'll grab some weed. They'll grab some blunts. They'll order some Chinese food. The $700 is now $250. They'll put something on a light bill, and then they'll pay their cell phone bill, and then they got like $80 left to go back to work next week. It's a lifestyle. When all you had to do really was take the whole check and buy a vending machine and have the little $80 that you're going to have anyway, because you're doing all the other shit. So you might as well use the money, because guess what? Money is hot in Africa, right? In Ifa, you have 2 forms of money. You have hot and you have cold. This is what goes back to everything is dual in nature. Hot money jumps out your pocket. It moves fast. It's called a Risha tutu. Tutu is fast. It's hot. It's burning your pockets. You're looking for something to buy. You're driving around. This is why it's important to have an account, because if the money's in your pocket, they call that a Risha tutu. It's hot. It moves quick. It moves fast. You make it fast. You want to spend it fast, right? This is why putting it in your account slows up the process, because now you got to go withdraw, or you got to pull the card out. You got to swipe the card. You got to punch numbers in. It comes with a little process. When it's just cash in your pocket like this, every corner store you drive by, you be ready to pull over. I'm thirsty. Now you get in there. Now you all of a sudden you hungry, right? You're thirsty. You're hungry. Then you're riding around. Now you need gas. Then your girls call you, or your guys call you. Yo, what you doing tonight? I heard what's her name DJing over here. Bet, I'm going. Now I need a new fitted to match my shirt. Right? When you could have just bought a vending machine. Now, if you have, like I said, 2 to 3 or 4 or 5 vending machines, I like to use the number 10. I really don't do shit unless in my mind I feel like I'm a 10X, because it's easy to count the math. So if I got 10 vending machines throughout the city or throughout the state, they don't have to be in the same city. I can go to each barbershop in every black community in each city in my state. I go to one in Bridgeport, go to 2 in Bridgeport, go to 2 in New Haven, go to 2 in Waterbury, go to 2 in Hampton, go to 2 in Ansonia. I put the vending machine, 2 of them in each city. I got 10 vending machines. If they make me $700 a month or $600 profit, I made $6,000 a month passively, and I didn't work for the money, and I only had to spend $1,000 on the machine once, and then I only got to spend $100 a month on the candy. Come on, man. There's no reason we should be struggling with these type of plays going on. This shit is really easy. We're struggling because we refuse to not be uncomfortable. We're thinking about, what if nobody buys the candy out of the machine? Have you ever seen a fucking vending machine that doesn't make money? Let's be honest. While they're sitting in the barbershop waiting for a haircut, the kids start crying. What's the first thing the parents do? Go to the vending machine, put some money in there to keep the kid quiet, because they and give them a Snickers, give them some Skittles or whatever it is to shut them up until they're done with their haircut. And it's a non-stop thing every single day. The thing is, you feel like once you buy a vending machine, people are going to stop purchasing from vending machines. So guess what? You're the bad luck. You the bad luck. Because you think when you do it, it's not going to work. So you're your own worst enemy because it works for everybody else. So I just gave you a play on how to make $6,000 a month with 10 vending machines, and the vending machine only costs $1,000. Oh, I don't got $6,000 to spend. Why don't you? When you get your income tax, sometimes that should be $7,800. But what do? Go get a purse. Or if you're a dude, go buy a new car, even though your car, there's nothing matter with the car you got. You ready to trade that in, add more money to impress people that don't give a fuck about you anyway. Right? That's why I'm done letting people borrow, use, no. Because there's too many plays out here and you're not involved in none of them. Now, if you had 10 vending machines and you needed to use 10 grand from me, I'm shit, nigga. I need 12 back. I'm gonna give it to you fast because you got motion. Stop letting people use and borrow shit that don't got no motion. Because you really don't believe, and you know in your heart they're not gonna be able to pay you back. See, people who got assets, passive streams, it's easy to let them borrow because they can literally be like, look, bro, I got 10 vending machines. They're all doing $500 a month. That's $5,000 a month. What I'll do is I'll give you $250 from each vending machine a month. That's $2,500 a month. And I'll do that for 6 months. And then you'll have not only your $10,000 back, but an additional $2,500. I'll do that. Even though that's a minute, 6 months. I'll probably want to speed it up. Give me no. If I let you borrow that, I need it all back as soon as the machine starts clicking. So it's like 2 months later. That's already 10 stacks. So it should only take you about 70 days or 90 days tops, and I have all my money back, plus interest. But stop letting people use and borrow that don't have no motion. There's too many plays out here. People are literally smoking it up, ordering it up, going to hotels because they don't have their own place to stay. They'll go to the hotel, spend $150 a night, do that 3 times a week just to chase some box or have sex with somebody that has no intentions of marrying them. You see what I'm saying? Like, the plays that we make are all based off of a toxic lifestyle. So no, the answer is no, unless you're paying me back with interest, and then you got to have some motion. So that's how we giving it up. Number 5. So remember, number 1, have a clear vision. Number 2, create a plan, write it down. Number 3, do what you love, hard work over hard work. Number 4, the marathon continues, never give up. Number 5, be willing to sacrifice. So what did I do to sacrifice? Because ultimately I want to be a self-made trillionaire. And I know motherfuckers like, this nigga, you never gonna make a trillion. They thought I was never gonna make $20,000 a month either. Now that shit light work. If I live long enough, I'm gonna do it. All you gotta do is do the math. All you gotta do is times it times 10. Do 10 times the amount of work that you're already doing, or 10 times whatever you're doing, and you're gonna always hit the next level, right? If I 10x $100, I got 1,000. If I 10x 1,000, I got 10,000. If I make 1,000 10 times, I got 10. If I make 10,000 10 times, I got 100,000. I make 100,000 10 times, I got $1 million. I make $1 million 10 times, I got 10 million. I make 10 million 10 times, I got 100 million. I make 100 million 10 times, I got $1 billion. Okay? I make $1 billion 10 times, I got 10 billion. I make 10 billion 10 times, it don't stop. That's why I'm telling you, always think in tens, because it's going to get you to the next level. You don't have to think all crazy and go crazy. Oh, I need to do 100 times more than what I'm doing. No, you need to do 10 times what you're doing. And then if you break that down, it's only doubling 3 to 4 times. How do I know? 1,000. If you flip 1,000 one time, it's 2,000. You flip it again, 4. You flip it again, 8. You flip it again, 16. You flip it again, 32,000. You double it again, 64,000. You double it again, 120. You could turn 1,000 into 120,000 in 5 flips. It's that easy. No, you want me to prove it? I start with 1,000. I double it. I got 2,000. I double the 2. I got 4. I double the 4. I got 8. I double the 8. I got 16. I double the 16. I got 32. So it is more than 5. I doubled the 32. I got 64. I doubled the 64. I got 128. In 7 flips, you can turn $1,000 into $128,000. Come on, family. There's no reason for us to be fucked up. The sacrifice, again, what does Nip say? Rule number 6. Number 5. You must be willing to sacrifice. You must, if we fucked up, like really fucked up, and you got $1,000 and you can double it with your hustle, whatever you got going, if all you need to do is double it, then all you got to do is double 1,000 7 times, and you'll turn it to 124,000. Where we fuck up is as we're doubling the money, we're spending the money. This is why you need multiple streams of income. So while you're doubling here, you're spending from here, this stream. This is why you need multiple streams. Niggas keep playing games with it. I've been talking multiple streams and broken vouch for this. No Money Bully Camp. I've been teaching multiple streams of income for over a decade, and people thought it was funny. People really thought that shit was a joke. Because even though you had a job, it was like, you need more hustles. People like, oh, you need to stop hustling online, broke nigga. Like, it was a joke to people. Like, oh, I got a real job. Right? And now look, I made more money in June than if you make $500 a week. It'll take you 3 years to make what I made in June. I made $70,000 in June. It'll take you 3 years of making $500 a week to make what I made in 30 days. So now it's not funny. Right? It's not funny no more now. Now people want to listen. Now people need advice. Now people want help. Now people are like, yo, you got some type of consultancy I can join? Can you teach me? I've been telling y'all the same shit for years. Now that I'm doing what I'm doing, now you really want to lock in. I get it, but that's the type of people we are, which is not a bad thing. I just had to experience that. So I'm not talking down on anybody. What I'm saying is our people are, we function more from the right side of the brain, right? That's more of a melanated and a feminine aspect. You know, anything about mental alchemy, the right side of the brain is based on totality. The left side is based on individuality. We're not just talking about man and woman. We're talking about if I write the sentence, I rode the bike to the store. The left side is hearing or seeing, I rode the bike to the store. It broke the sentence down into words. The right side of the brain sees somebody pedaling the bike. That's the science between the left and the right side or the hemisphere of the brain. Left side is based on individuality or breaking things down logically. The right side is based on totality. This is why our people drew hieroglyphics on the walls of the pyramids or in caves, because when you see the picture, it's bigger than what I could tell you is what you're actually taking from what you saw. Everybody don't see the same thing when you see a hieroglyphic. It doesn't ultimately mean the same thing to everybody. It makes you think and use the right side of your brain, totality. Oh, when I see this picture, you ever see a piece of art and somebody say, what does this art mean to you? And you'd be like, well, to me, what I see is, and then they ask the next person, and the next person sees something totally different than what you see. Okay, so sacrifice. A lot of us don't want to sacrifice. What's some of the sacrifices I made to get into my God zone? I stopped smoking weed. It slowed me down tremendously. Weed makes me tired. It also makes me procrastinate. It also takes time to roll the blunt, to smoke the blunt. It takes time to roll a blunt. It takes about 5-10 minutes out of your life. Don't be talking or having a conversation. It takes 10 to 15 minutes. Then to smoke it takes another 30. It took 45 minutes to roll a blunt, light a blunt, smoke it. You could have been in the gym. That's 30 minutes. You could have been in the gym getting your body in order. Well, that's 30 minutes you could have been studying that, or 45 minutes you could have been studying that credit course. That's 45 minutes you could have did those dishes. That's 45 minutes you could have picked up your room, made your bed, and moved shit around in the fridge. Took old stuff out, threw that out, moved this, took the, you could have did so much stuff in that time, but you don't understand or you don't see that you're really truly wasting time by doing things that don't serve you. Now, if I'm not saying marijuana is bad, what I'm saying is if it don't serve you, then it's bad. Some people have medical conditions and they need marijuana. Some people can't sleep. They have what's called insomnia. Weed helps them sleep. Go somewhere, man, because you're doing too much. Go play. Go play. You're doing too much. No, I don't want to give you 5 right now. Move. Doing too much. All right. Next is be your own boss. So we learned this from not only Nipsey Hussle, but guess who else? Who else speaks that to be your own boss? Dame Dash. So being your own boss, what does that do for you? When you read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, you go through the 4 quadrants. Shouts out to Tanisha Johnson. Yes, master manifestor that I am. Right? 10 cars, 10 streams, 10 deals, real estate, everything we do is in tens. This is how you become a master manifestor, by adding the 0. Remember, the 0 is the spirit. So you're putting the spirit behind the numbers, and then it quantifies whatever you're trying to do. This is why I'm saying, if you come out, imagine just thinking like this, right? You don't have no real estate, you're paying rent. Then you come out the gate like, you know what? I want to be a landlord. I'm going to get 10 houses. Like fresh out the gate, like you skipped the one house. Or you're like, you know what? I need some jewelry. I'm going to get 10 chains. The frequency is the 0 it adds such a frequency to the number that you start to skip levels. You start to fake, the brain starts to move in ways that it wouldn't move if you was dealing with singular numbers. Because you have to do so much more. Oh, that's B. Oh, peace, Bree. Yes, the goddess Bree, Brianna, CPN queen. Okay. Be your own boss. So when we speak about, as you can see, look at me, right? I could have bought 1 ring, but I need a ring on every fucking finger. Not because, I'm greedy, but because I want options, man. You know what I'm saying? I could take all this shit off and just rock the pinky shit. You feel me? Or I could take these off and just rock the dollar bills. You feel me? The $100 bills. You know what I'm saying? Or the black cracks. Yeah. But the fact that I wanted a multitude, I said I'm gonna get 10 rings, is why I got options. Okay. 10 watches. Do I need to go get more watches out the room? Do I need to? 1 watch ain't enough. Right? Add the 0. This way, anything ever happens to me financially, I can sell this shit. I can sell this. 1,500, 1,500, 3,000. That's already 5 racks. A rack. 6,000. Big CEO. Now these are real diamonds. All right. Another 25. Okay. That's about 10 bands right there. That's real estate. Okay. Don't let me start getting into the jewels, the chains, the self-made piece. 2,000. The hands are, this is 14K. I could bend this shit right here on the live. That's how you know when you're dealing with real. The higher the gold, the softer it is. I can bend this shit right now. So you can imagine what I paid for that. I got the white Christ right here, or the black Christ, but what I'm saying is white, white gold though. All right. So my point is not to stun on you, is to say that I'm an investor, and we adding a 0. So the best thing about investing in jewelry is that like there's a price on gold, but diamonds is right. Once you start customizing, and you can pretty much charge whatever somebody's willing to pay. Now gold has a price to it. You don't believe me? Watch this. It's how you don't get tricked out of your money when you're buying just a gold chain. Like this is just a gold chain, right? This is just a gold chain. Watch this. 40 grams. It's not even really crazy heavy, but it's 14 karat. 40 grams of gold, 14K. How much is that? How much is a gram of gold? Okay. 14K. As you see, 10K. 10 karat is 24. I don't know if y'all can see that. Probably can't really see it, but you can there. You see that? That's how you don't get beat when you go to the jeweler. You ask him to weigh it in front of you. And if it's 10 karat, it's $24.62. It's a stock market. It's a market for gold. So if let's just say it weighs 100 grams, but it's 10K, you shouldn't be paying no more than $2,400 and $2,462. If it's 14K, $3,413. If it's 18K, $4,429. Once you start designing it different and putting a medallion on it, then of course it's going to cost you more. But as you can see, the math on the gold is right there on your phone. Okay. How to calculate 14 karat. If your jewelry piece is 14 karat, divide it by 24 and then multiply it by 0.58 333. This makes it, this is how you get the math. This is how you get the number that you see that I just showed you. But anyway, I don't want to dive too much into that. What I'm just saying is do not get beat buying jewelry when you could just simply go to Google and see how much that the gold is worth. Once you start putting diamonds in it, it changes and then you start designing it as custom. See the Jesus face right there? Black Jesus. Once you start, see the dollar bills? Once you start doing that, it can change the price, right? Because of that. But make them tell you that. Make them be like, yeah, well, the reason we're charging you this is because, it's custom. But don't just be blindly out here buying jewelry and getting beat for your money. All right, next. Success is a marathon. So remember, be your own boss. What I was getting into was the rich dad, poor dad thing. Rich dad, poor dad, 4 quadrants. You have the self-employed. Self-employed means what? It means that first you have the employee. So the employee is last on the Richter scale. They make the least amount of money. The employee, right, has the least amount of freedom as well because somebody else dictates when you have to be to work, how many hours you can get, which actually dictates how much money that you can make in your check. All right, that's number 1. Number 2 is after being an employee is being self-employed. Now, self-employed, you get a little bit more freedom than you would being an employee, but you still must be on the clock. If you're self-employed, you doing all the work ultimately, right? So it's a little bit better than being an employee, but you still time, right? You still have, and then even if you hire people, you have to oversee the books and make sure that everything is running correctly. So that's where self-employed is that the next quadrant. The third quadrant is a big business owner. So the small business owner falls under the self-employed. A big business owner is considered somebody who has 500 employees or more. So just think about that. Once I have 500 employees or people that are in We Trade Sports, I will be a big business according to the IRS because now I'm making $50,000 a month. I'm making $50,000 a month, okay, at 500 employees. So when you hit 500 employees, now you're what they call pretty much rich, right? But to be wealthy, you need to do what? Become an investor. And that's the last quadrant. So let's make it make sense. How much does the CEO of Coca-Cola make? How much does CEO of Coca-Cola make? The CEO of Coca-Cola makes $22 million a year, right? Now, how much does Warren Buffett make as an investor in Coca-Cola? Warren Buffett make as an investor of Coca-Cola? $704 million. Warren Buffett makes more off of Coca-Cola as an investor than the actual fucking CEO makes for running Coca-Cola. You see, these are things that we must know as melanated people, that nobody makes more money than an investor. The investor makes more than the actual fucking owner of the business, or the person who's making all the rules and for the business. I just showed you. He makes $22 million a year, right? And just in 2022 alone, just in 1 year, Warren Buffett made $704 million off of Coca-Cola. These are life hacks I'm giving you. This is why Nipsey was speaking these things, because he overstood. Right? He overstood. We got to be financially literate, man. This is why you shouldn't even be dating or marrying somebody that doesn't have investments, because they have no intentions on being wealthy ever. If you don't have any investments, you don't have any intentions of being wealthy. It's point blank, period. That's just what it is. It's not me talking shit. It's not me acting like I know more than you. It's the science of money. There's a science to this shit. And the investors are richer than people with huge businesses. I just proved it. He makes more money off than the CEO, because the company is public. So the CEO gets $22 million, and he made $704 million, family. He made $690 something million more, or $689 million or some shit like that more than the CEO of the fucking company. All right, so we need to learn life. Remember, this is why investing, this is why We Trade Sports went viral once I did the round table, because the round table consists of people investing their money who don't want to trade it. They want me to trade it. When I did that, I made $70,000 in 1 month when I launched the round table. You see now why investing is more powerful than hard work. Think about what I told you about the vending machines. You get 10 vending machines making you $500 a month. That's $5,000 a month. You can live in Houston. You can live in Charlotte. You can live in Vegas. You can live in LA. And you don't even have to really pay the rent out of your pocket. These vending machines that you bought 5 or 10 years ago are paying your rent every month. This is how we got to think, family. This is how the successful people think in the world. This is how successful people in the world think. Okay? So that's number 7. All right? That was number 7. So remember, I said we're going to push it to 15. I was going to do 10, but we're going to push it to 15. Why? Because Nip's birthday is today, and it's the 15th. Man, it's the 15th. Remember, we're halfway through. I launched my clothing line tonight. Right? This is huge for me. It's another stepping stone for me in my life as I launch my clothing line. And we got the Honor Thy Ancestor, the indigenous clothing line. 33 for these shirts. Y'all picked them. Remember, y'all said this was the best picture, and then this came in a close second place. That came in a close second place. All right. So order your shirts. My number is 203 I'm at 475-313-6539. 475-313-6539. Just send me a text and say, yo, Trav, I want a shirt. 475-313-6539. So be like, bro, I need a shirt. Remember, a lot of the money, not a lot of the money, but 25% of the profits goes to the back to school program that we got going on next week for the kids. From where I'm from, they go back to school on around the 29th. Right, 29th, 28th for some, 27th for some. But the last week of the month was when we go back to school. Down in Georgia, they already went back to school. I have friends in Georgia, their kids already went back to school, okay? So number 8 for Nipsey Hussle is thoughts are powerful, right? Making money is a thinking man's game or a thinking woman's game, right? You have to always be 10 steps ahead of the competition. Or remember, when everybody go left, you want to go right. Why is it like that? Why is it when everybody go left, you want to go right? Because the path with least people walking it bears the most fruit. Let's just say we were indigenous. Let's just say we were forest dwellers, right? If we all took the same path that everybody took hundreds of years before us, right? Instead of cutting out new ways to travel through the forest, what you'll realize is that the trees will be bare, or the fruit that we're trying to get to will be higher up in the tree because somebody's already hacked the branches off that has the low hanging fruit. You see, because the path most traveled bears the least amount of fruit. Now, if you take your machete and you start to chop shit and start to create new paths, what you'll realize is there's fruit every fucking where because people haven't went this way. So it's the same thing in life. When Dogecoin shot up, everybody bought it after it had hit the high, and that's how they got wiped out because it went back down. See, they didn't buy it when it was low, and people were saying, "Hey, this coin out, and it might just, any day or any month now, it's going to ascend." What our people do is we have what's called FOMO. Well, let me stop saying our people. It's not my people. Let's start using the word they. What they do, when I say they, you know who I'm talking about. We're talking about those who are not in the God zone. When I say they, we're talking about people who are not in the God zone. That's how we're going to start separating ourselves from other individuals. This has nothing to do with race. It has to do something with mentality. So when I say they, I'm talking about people that are not in the God zone. And when I say us in the God zone, I'm talking about us. Those who are high value and that's actually doing or working on doing the work. And I'm not even really with the potential shit. Potentially, we're going to do this. Like that, them days is over as well. Fuck the potential. Stop dating people with potential and date people that's already in alignment. This is how you save yourself a tremendous amount of spiritual power and spiritual energy. The reason I say you save yourself a good amount of spiritual power is because what happens when you exert too much energy into people that's not in alignment? You end up arguing, you end up fighting, you end up stressed out. And while you're doing all of that, somebody else is securing the throne with the same 24 hours that you have. You're stressed out, you're arguing with somebody, you're beefing with somebody, you're yelling on the phone all day. And in that same amount of time, somebody like me has made $2,000 or $3,000 today. So while you was arguing all day, going back and forth and on the phone, texting, even while you at work and cussing people out, somebody like me has made 10x times more than what you're going to make today because somebody's draining. You've given somebody your power, right? I do not argue. I will okay a nigga so quick. Okay. All right. So with that being said, that was number 8. Number 9, stick to the script. I taught y'all about the 12-week year, right? What is the 12-week year? The 12-week year is aligning with nature. And nature, each season lasts what? 12 to 13 weeks, 90 days. It's 90 days of spring, 90 days of fall, 90 days of winter, 90 days of summer. So when we are indigenous, right? Shouts out to the ancestors. Our ancestors followed nature. This is where astrology comes from and cosmology. It's not about it. It has a lot to do with our attributes and how we act. But before it had anything to do with that, it was based on agriculture. What season? When is a good time to grow fruits and veggies? When is a good time to pluck the fruits and veggies? When is a good time to harvest the fruits and veggies? And when will fruits and veggies be barren, meaning it's too cold for them to grow? You had to know astrology, aka cosmology, right? Because that encompasses all the things. Cosmology, astrology is more about, astronomy is more about the placements of the planetary bodies. Astrology is more the effects that it has on human nature, but then cosmology is the totality of all of it. All right. So sticking to the script, 90 days, do things, give yourself 90 days of doing the work, no matter what it is, to see a significant change. If you work out for 2 weeks, yeah, you might lose some weight. If you work out for 2 weeks, you might lose some weight. But if you work out for 90 days, you'll get down. If you work out consistently, meaning damn near every day for 90 days, then you'll be at your optimal weight, which is the way you should be as a healthy individual. 2 weeks of working out, you do two weeks of crunches, you might lose a little stomach fat. But if you do it for 90 days, you'll have a 6-pack. Right? So it takes 90 days to see a significant change in anything you're doing. This is why a lot of people that join We Trade Sports, they start and they stop. They never really get the chance to kind of get full success because they never run the 90-day marathon, which I put out there in the beginning and said, if you want to really, really see success, give yourself 90 days. At least you'll know exactly how to place the trades quick. You'll master everything there is. You'll know what a parlay is. You'll know what a round robin is. As soon as I say it, you'll be able to execute it. You'll be able to afford the round table because you grew your account from $100 or $200 or $300 or $400 into the thousands. Now you can withdraw $1,000. Give me $1,000 for me to trade in the round table. You still got $680 left in your regular account. Now you got 2 accounts. Now you're making passive income and you got a job. Now you got money. I might go crazy for that month. In the round table, you was able to off your profits alone, put 2 vending machines in your community. Now you're making an additional 500, 2 more ways. So you got me trading 1,000. You got 2 vending machines. The vending machines is paying the majority of your rent. The money I'm giving you from the round table is paying the rest. Everything over, you like, fuck that. I'm going to get more vending machines until I got 10. Listen, it's a mindset, family. You have to run the marathon, or like Nip said, you have to stick to the script for at least 90 days. That's with anything that you're doing in life. If you feel like you can't do 90 days of it, don't even start. Okay? Don't even start. Right? Don't even start if you feel like you can't do 90 days of it. And then then another one. So that was number 9. Number 10 is you learn more through failure than you do from success. You learn more through failure than you do through success. You have to fail your way to the top. Embrace it. This is why I always tell people, even when they join We Trade Sports, lose a little, hit big. If you can embrace that concept, you would never not be able to afford We Trade Sports or never not be involved in We Trade Sports, because you realize, damn, we lost today, we lost yesterday, we lost the day before. Boom, we made so much money on the hit that we made all the money we lost back plus profit. What happens is people experience losses. They'll win and they'll lose. They win, they lose. And then they like, you know what? It gets boring in their mind because they feel like, I'm not winning every single day. But you don't win every single day and nothing in life. And once you have adopted the mindset that I'm going to win every single day, then guess what happens? You fail, you stop, and you quit. Once you quit, it's over for you. Meaning that's with anything in life. If you quit working out, expect to put the weight back on. If you did your makeup and you stopped at half your lip, like let's just say you was putting on red lipstick and then you quit in the middle, right in the middle, and you just stop. You wouldn't go outside and do that. So you would literally do your whole lip, like that at the end. You're gonna follow through. So when it comes to your goals and your dreams, you gotta follow the fuck through, family. You gotta follow through if you expect to be successful in anything. So you're gonna learn the most through the hardships. That's why you gotta hurry up and get that shit out the way. A lot of people don't start things because they don't want to fail at nothing, but not understanding you're gonna fail at everything. The first time you do anything, I learned this from Floyd Mayweather. The first time you do anything, you're gonna fail at it. Think about it. The first time you try to jump double dutch, the rope is gonna get caught in your foot. The first time you ever shoot a basketball, you might not even be able to reach the rim. Your dad might have to pick you up by your hips, put you up closer to the rim so that you can actually make the shot. The first time you do anything, you're going to fail. So the fact that you never failed at it means you never tried it. And the fact that you never tried it means it's never going to happen for you. All right? So that was another one. Number 11, get to know yourself. Know your strengths, know your weaknesses. Know your strengths, know your weaknesses. That also relates into only going to places where you're celebrated, not where you're being tolerated. So don't go to places where people you know for a fact these people don't like you, right? You know for a fact you're not going to be comfortable. Go to places where you're confident so you can dominate in those spaces. Or not even comfortable, because we have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable sometimes to be successful. So comfortable is not a good word to use. What I mean is, you have to know your strengths so that you can be in alignment with those who bring the best out of you. Okay. That was number 10. Number 11, read. Read and watch videos on whatever you're trying to master for that 90-day period. Stop jumping all over the place. That's called scatterbrained. And when you're breeding dogs, it's called scatterbred. A scatterbred dog is a dog that's just mixed up of different type of dogs or different dogs of the same breed, but different bloodlines. So there's no consistency in the type of dog that you're looking for. It's called scatterbred. So when you're reading tons of books, but none of these books are in alignment with each other, it's called scatterbrained. Yeah, you're reading a lot. You're reading a lot of books, but the reason you're not a master manifester or you're getting nothing done is because remember the word ions, reading, not reading, but the word ions is concentrated forces of energy, right? You're not concentrating on one thing. You're all over the place. So you haven't mastered nothing. You're good at a lot of things, but you're great at none. So whatever you're into, like Chastity Bobbitt, right? She's on the joint right now. She's big into life insurance, right? Now, I'm not sure how long she's been doing it, but she's been doing it for a while. But she's read enough information on life insurance, and when she does a presentation, she can explain it so well that it makes the individual that she's talking to extremely confident to take action. It makes them extremely confident because she knows what she's talking about. She's been doing it for a while now. So especially when you're first getting into something, 90 days, stop being all over the place. But what I do want to say is, also, there's different aspects to life. So I always speak on the 4 realms of reality, spiritual realm, mental plane, emotional plane, the physical plane. So what you can do, or what I do, is I'll find a niche within each plane of existence, and I'll lock in on that for 90 days. So I study one thing spiritual, where I lock in on that for 90 days. Might be spiritual alchemy. Then I'll do something mental. It might be quantum physics. For 90 days, I'm studying quantum physics, right? And then emotionally, I might be studying the importance of boundaries. So I'm going to read all the books and watch all the videos I can on boundaries for 90 days. Usually you only need 90 days to become an expert or to be great at it if that's the only thing you're focused on. But again, you don't want to study. If you're studying finances and you're studying credit, right? You want to study credit for 90 days without doing other things that's involved in finances. You don't want to study credit, life insurance, this, that, CPNs, all of it. No. You're taking on too much information within the realm of finances. You want to study one thing for 90 days in finances, and then when you're tired of doing that, go to the one thing that you've been studying in spirituality within that same 90-day time frame, because they're not correlating. They have nothing to do with each other. That's how you do that. All right. So remember, read books, and now you don't even have to read books. You can listen to them. Audiobooks is powerful because one of the most powerful things that I've ever done or that I've ever mastered is turning my car to a university. When you're in your car with other people, you can turn on music, right? Because we know that's usually what people are used to. Sometimes you might, even though I say don't dumb down to their level, sometimes you just want to come across as normal. You know what I mean? You already know that's probably what they want to do. Or if you get in their car, you're going to be able to listen to music. So you're not going to miss out on anything. But if all you do is listen to music in your car, you're cutting yourself short, because, you know, people are in their car enough that if they ride for 6 months, studies have shown that if you ride for 6 months, meaning grocery store, drop the kids off to school, on my way to work, on my way from work, you've listened. If you didn't turn on the radio one time to listen to music, and you listen to audio video on self-development, you will have enough education to have an associate's degree within the realm of whatever you're listening to. Okay? So you got to think about how powerful that is, what I just said. Enough information to have an associate's degree. Okay? Number 12 is, double down. If it's double down on what's working, it's number 12. So if you find something that's working for you, you want to double down on it, right? Stop spreading stop spreading everything thin. If, let's say, you're growing your business, you're trying to scale your business, right? Trying to figure out what works best to get your business to the next level. Then you come across a paid ads video, or you join a course. Now you're doing paid ads. You're running all these little systems. And then you find out when you use these hashtags, you're getting 15% more engagement when you use those. Double down on that, meaning invest more money in that than you would in the other things you're doing, because you're getting greater results. So it makes sense to, if you were spending $200 a month on it, spend $400 a month on it and pull back on the other things you was doing. I'm not saying stop all the other things you're doing. I'm just saying take a little bit from each one of those other things you was doing and double down. All right. Nip said double down on what's working, man. Double down on what's working. All right. Let's see what else. So that was number 12. Was double down on what's working. Number 13 is find leverage. What does that mean? When we say find leverage, right? Finding leverage means you want to take advantage of advantages. Some people are so kind-hearted, they don't want to take advantage of advantages. They feel like they're cheap. Like I remember there was a saying when I was doing music, people used to try to clown people for paid ads, putting money behind their videos, ensuring that more people see it. They used to be like, oh, well, only reason he got 75,000 views is because he ran a campaign and spent $5,000 or $2,000 or $1,000. I'm not spending no money on that. Those same people are doing mixtapes and still not on Apple Music. Still don't have. There's not a deal in sight. You know why? Because they didn't take advantage of leverage. So what is leverage? If it was in We Trade Sports, and let's just say 10 minutes before the game started, I found some information that Tom Brady is not going to play today. And I go to the website, but they still have the New England Patriots, even though we know Brady retired, as the favorites. It would be smart for me to put more money on that game going against them because Brady's not playing today. It's not a bad thing. I'm not evil because I put 5,000. I bet 500 in it at first, and I found out Brady wasn't playing, and I said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna put 5,000." Right? A lot of y'all are so kind-hearted and humble that you are, you are evil or mean to yourself. Meaning you don't take advantage of advantages. You don't like leverage. You feel like leverage is a bad thing. Okay? You feel like leverage is a bad thing because you lack self-love and you don't understand the more that you have in your cup, the more you can pour into others. All right. Number 14 is don't alienate your brand. What does that mean? Don't alienate your brand. So for me, it's about wearing, right? So watch this. I got the Honor Thy Ancestors, which is from the Indigenous clothing line, but I also have Trillionaires Club, the Trillionaires Club clothing, right? Now, the reason I'm showing you this is if I have 30 of these different colors, if I have the Honor Thy Ancestors, tons of colors, alienating in my brand would to be having a closet full of Gucci, Louis Vuitton, and Prada. Why would I when I can wear my own clothes? Why would I alienate if I have a clothing line? Why would I alienate my personal clothing line to wear somebody else's last name? Right? Unless I was cross promoting another business that had good intentions for my business. So what do I mean by that? Let's just say you make shea butters, right? But you know another goddess that makes shea butter. So we barter, we swap. You take some of mine. I got the mango butter. You have whatever type of butter you got. We trade it. I do a video promoting yours. You do a video promoting mine. Now we're both being compensated. It's called reciprocity. We're both showing love to each other. That's different. I didn't alienate my brand because in promoting her brand, I got her to promote my brand. And what we really did was collaborated and cross-branded each other or cross-promoted each other, which benefited both of us. But stop taking the short end of the stick, especially if you have a business or a company or LLC. You need to start putting your logo on your shirts, especially when you're doing presentations or you're going to meet new people. Right? So if I wanted to sign somebody up to my lifestyle consultancy, because that's what the Trillionaires Club is, and what I'm about to do with the Trillionaires Club, we already got the group, the free chat, but we're about to do the, we're about to go into the initiation process. to have actual Trillionaires Club members. So you have honorary members, which is anybody in the free group, but then you're going to have actual members, right, of the Trillionaires Club. You're going to have the Diamond Divas, which is the females, right? And then you're going to have the actual, the men's division or the Sacred Brotherhood. You're going to have the Diamond Divas, which is the Sacred Sisterhood. And then you're going to have the Sacred Brotherhood, which is, the male aspect or the male version. And what that's going to be is just, it's going to be a lot. It's going to have a lot to do with kind of what I went through this weekend, which is the rites of passage. There'll be shadow work done. And then as you go through the shadow work, which will be like the basic training, which will teach you everything you need to know about yourself, forgiveness. A lot of us are going to break down. It's going to be a lot of tears shed because to get to the next level, to be talking about peace, love, and light, you got to do the shadow work. You got to be completely healed. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually create people and put people in the God zone just through the curriculums the same way, the same shit I went through this weekend. And then on the other side of that is lifestyle consultancy. So we're going to have the blueprints on how to actually, where to get the vending machines from, because ultimately our thing is going to be passive streams of income so that we can continue to do the work, meaning the shadow work and the light work. Light work is anything external, meaning helping other people. Shadow work is internal, which means helping yourself. So be looking for that, right? Because it's coming, I'm not going to tell you the date where the official launch is happening for that, but the curriculum is being put together right now. And once the book is done, once the ebook is done and the physical copy is done, then we'll go into the rites of passage or initiation. My vision is to have my vision is to have 1,000 families or more initiated into the actual Trillionaires Club movement, though, because again, we already have the Trillionaires Club group, but these are all what I would consider honorary members. Honorary members are people who love the information, use the information freely, but then we're going to have the actual rites of passage for those who will be crowned. The women will be crowned. I'm already working on actual crowns with the amethyst stones, with the 7 chakras, but in the crown. So once you actually go through the shadow work, you'll receive a crown. You'll become a diamond diva, and then you'll be able to actually initiate other people just through the referrals, the referral program into the lifestyle consultancy. And then we'll meet up once a year in places, in secret places, and just celebrate success. All right. So that's really the vision for the Trillionaires Club, is to be a sacred movement of gods and goddesses who are in the God zone, who are actually going to change and shift the reality of the matrix just through mind power and mentalism. So last and not least is proud to pay. Also mailbox money. So mailbox money and proud to pay is synonymous, right? Proud to pay means that you're proud to do what? Use your money to make more money. The only time you should be happy to pay for something is if you're literally paying for something that's going to make you more money. That was Nipsey's, his number one mantra was called proud to pay. Outside of the marathon continues. All money in as well. So all money in and proud to pay are number 15. They're synonymous. They pretty much mean the same thing. All money in and proud to pay means you're going to use your money, your hard-earned money, to make you more money. And then we got to get out of using our hard-earned money and get into our hard-worked money and ultimately credit. Credit is using the bank's money. So once we get into credit, we're going to be using the bank's money to make us more money. Like they said in Living Color, I want more money, more money, more money, more money. So we want more abundance, right? We want more abundance, right? And that's pretty much it, man. So, those were the 15 things, most powerful things that I learned from Nipsey Hussle. I'm not even going to run them back because if you want to know, you'll watch the video. We ended it perfectly on the 2-hour mark. And what I'm going to leave us with is what? We're going to listen to some Hussle, man. I know I played some music already, but let's see what.
You represent what I represent the whole way through and do my best to.
Let's get some
try to find ways within that, to get the big looks and to get the singles and to get that, times for good business. But I never wanted to alienate my brand for business. I always wanted to keep it authentic and keep it as pure as I could.
Now I've got a special bonus gift from Nipsey on how to focus on the people that are thinking.
And that's what I'm doing. I ain't gonna lie, I've been in the mindset of trying to, please the label, and I've been there before. And my eureka moment, you know what I'm saying, when the light bulb came on was like, this is middlemen, no disrespect. All of these outlets are middlemen to the people. You know what I'm saying? So if your process is from your creativity to the people, and your strategy is that, I think you're good.
So remember.
And if you want to see the top 10 I did on Jay-Z, check out the link right there next to me.
Actually, stop this. Come on, man. I tell you, man. Why do you always do this shit? Move. All right. So remember, support the wave. The clothing line is out. All right. Tonight I dropped my clothing line. We indigenous. To honor thy ancestor. All purchases. A portion of the purchase will go to the back to school drive that we're doing out here with Brother Zaire Higher Learning. He has a curriculum for the youth where I'm pretty much an assistant of his. So, my way of actually giving back was to create a clothing line. Well, I already had the clothing line created, but was to put these Nipsey shirts out, right? And then with the purchases, I'm going to be investing a portion of that money into the going back to school drive. So what we're going to do is we're going to have pencils, notebooks, book bags, and the little things that the kids need to actually go to school and help these parents out by not having to really come out of their pocket. And then what they could do is they can actually spend the money on that, their hard-earned money, not on book bags and books and pencils, but on actual out here they wear uniforms. The kids wear uniforms. So we want the parents to be able to invest their hard-earned money into uniforms, and we help out with the things such as the little necessities or the essentials that they need to actually be acclimated and get back in school and do, and not put as much pressure on the parents to actually buy those things. We want to step up to the plate and help out. So with that being said, today is Nipsey Hussle's birthday. I would like to see a lot of Nipsey Hussle on my timeline today. And I would love to see some people actually support the clothing line. If you already have the number, you already know how to reach out. If you have a soft spot for children, just DM me on Facebook. Be like, I want a shirt. Send me your size. I'll send you a way to send the money, whether it's Zelle, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. And then what'll happen is you just send me your address immediately after, and I'll ship it out. So the price includes shipping. So it's nothing extra for the shipping. Price will include shipping. So with that being said, y'all already know what it is. It's your boy, Trillionaire Trap. The trill means truth, reality. And then Yenair means economics, and the word trap, truth, reality, application, and visualization. And remember, soon we'll be launching the actual official members group for the Trillionaires Club. So right now you have the group for honorary members, which is pretty much free. And then you're going to have the group for official members. And that'll be more of the lifestyle consultancy group. And, we'll be dropping tons of life hacks in there. And I'm not really sure the price on the monthly, but it'll be something small monthly, but it'll be a small residual. You know what I'm saying? Something real light, probably like $20 a month. But within there, you're going to have all the access to everything that we do in the meetups. And, I'm planning on having vacation packages, not vacation packages, but partnering with companies that actually have travel discount, hotel discount, rental discount, because we want the life hacks. If you're in the Trillionaires Club, you'll get a discount into We Trade Sports. It'll probably be something like 20% off, 25% off, 50% off. So while everybody else got to pay $100 a month, you pay $50 a month. There's going to be an actual app that we're making for traffic. So we have the traffic chat. But there's about to be an app that we create for people who have social media and who want to be influencers. This is why I say right now is practice, because the group is free. Soon we're going to drop the app, and that's going to cost, and it's going to go viral because people want to be able to get likes and comments on their statuses without putting in the hard work, right? They don't want to build a page up crazy. All they got to do is join the app, and it's mandatory if you're in the app that you share, like, and comment on other people's posts, because what happened is the app sees that you're inactive and it automatically root you out. So with that being said, shouts out to the guy, my guy, God body. As you can see, I got the actual dates up here. I got the Cubans there, right? I got the Cubans there already for my boy, like he would wear in real life. But as you can see, we got August 15th, and then he passed away on my mother's birthday, which is March 31st. So this piece right here is actually taken right off of my shrine. So this is on my shrine that I have for ancestral veneration. I got my grandmother up there. I got my other grandmother up there. I got my brother up there. I got, the 7 people I lost within the last year up there. And I got Nipsey Hussle up there. You know what I'm saying? Actually, I got to make some space for my guy, Tupac. There's no reason Tupac shouldn't be up there because, like Nipsey said, I'm Tupac of my generation. So before Nipsey, it was Tupac. You know what I'm saying? And I love them both the same. So with that being said, peace, love, and light. But first, we must do the shadow work.